Kiss survived losing Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. But survival isn't the same as winning. Because when the Spaceman and the Catman were replaced, Kiss didn't just change members. They changed what the band was. The tours got bigger, the brand got stronger, but something disappeared, and it never came back. Tonight, this isn't about why Ace and Peter left. It's about why Kiss decided two founding legends were replaceable and what that decision quietly cost the band. And once you see it this way, you'll understand why fans are still divided decades later. In the beginning, Kiss wasn't just a rock band. It was a balance. 4 characters, 4 personalities, 4 equal forces. Gene was fire, Paul was precision, Ace was danger, Peter was heart. Ace Frehley brought looseness, unpredictable timing, a guitar tone that felt reckless but soulful. He didn't play clean, he played human. Peter Criss brought vulnerability, a jazz swing background, a voice that cracked, strained, and felt real. When Peter sang, it didn't sound perfect, it sounded honest. Together, they made Kiss feel alive, not controlled, not manufactured, alive. And fans believed something deeply back then, that none of these men were interchangeable. That belief is what gives everything that follows its weight. By the late 1970s, success was everywhere. Money, fame, pressure. Discipline, however, was not. Ace and Peter struggled with reliability. Substance issues became harder to ignore. Missed rehearsals, uneven performances. Meanwhile, Paul Stanley quietly became the anchor, the organizer, the stabilizer, the one holding the machine together. Then came the 1978 solo albums. Each member released one. Ace's album stood out. It felt raw, inspired. Peter's did not. And quietly, something shifted. Not publicly, not officially, but internally, the idea of equality began to crack. In 1980, Peter Criss was out. Publicly, the explanation was creative differences. Privately, it came down to dependability. Eric Carr stepped in. He was talented, powerful, respected. Fans didn't reject him, but something important happened in that moment. For the first time, Kiss crossed a line they could never uncross. They proved a founding member could be replaced. Not retired, not honored, replaced. And when fans realized this, something changed in the relationship. The band was no longer asking the audience to come along. They were informing them after the fact. Ace Frehley's exit didn't happen overnight. It was slower, quieter, heavier. His creative input shrank, his control disappeared, his sense of ownership faded. Ace has said he felt pushed aside. Paul Stanley has said the band needed discipline and structure. Both can be true. But by 1982, Ace was gone. And with that, the original chemistry was broken, not contractually, emotionally. Then came the moment that changed everything. In 1983, Kiss removed the makeup. This wasn't just a cosmetic change, it was a declaration. And here's the truth most fans overlook. That decision only worked because Ace and Peter were already gone. The Spaceman and the Catman were too deeply tied to the myth. Their identities were inseparable from the makeup. Without them, Kiss could transform, from band to brand. Commercially, it worked. They survived the 1980s. They adapted to new trends. They stayed visible. From a business standpoint, it was smart. But emotionally, the original story ended right there. The contract between band and fan had changed. Let's be fair. Kiss gained control, stability, longevity. They survived eras that destroyed other bands. This wasn't incompetence, it was strategy. Without these decisions, Kiss might not still exist today. But survival always comes with a price. What Kiss lost wasn't talent, it was chemistry. Ace's loose unpredictability, Peter's imperfect humanity, the sense that something might go wrong, and that's what made it exciting. The band became tighter, cleaner, more professional, but also safer, and fans felt it. That's why nostalgia didn't fade, it intensified. As the years passed, fans didn't forget the originals, they argued about them. Then came the irony. In 1996, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss returned. The reunion exploded. Sold-out arenas, emotional crowds, a collective realization. The legends were never gone. They were waiting. The reunion proved something Kiss had spent years denying. The originals mattered. Not just historically, emotionally. But even then, it didn't last. Ace and Peter were eventually replaced again. And that's the final contradiction. Kiss proved they could survive without Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, but they never stopped needing what they represented. Kiss didn't fail. They adopted. They lasted. But the version fans still argue about, the version that still means something, was never the same after Ace and Peter were gone. Longevity keeps a band alive. Chemistry makes it legendary. And that's why this story still matters. If you value legacy over image, if you believe real bands are built on chemistry, not control, make sure you subscribe to Next Wave Vision 92. Join the silent majority that still cares about what rock music stood for, not just how long it lasted. And if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep stories about rock legends, watch the YouTube video suggested on your screen right now. You won't want to miss it.